Both hands.
I'm not taking no pictures.
Come on, do it.
Make it into a relationship because we're both happy. I can't keep her hands off me. She get me aroused.
They say age is nothing but a number when it comes to issues to do with marriage and relationship. But how true is that? Many a times we've seen like older ladies getting young men with muscles and older guys getting beautiful young girls in their early 20s. We are made to believe that age is just but a number. How true is that? Join us as we talk about this thing in depth. So, welcome to the show. How true is the fact that age is just but a number when it comes to relationship and marriage? My name is Jared or AJ.
Amusiro kijana jakababa mwenyewe.
Welcome to the show once again. And so, maybe you start us off. Tell us, what do you think about that?
I think from my perspective, age is, if you considering dating a person, you from the family side you'll consider age and many things, but when it comes to many factors such as economy na vitu zingine mingi, hapo age utatupa kando kidogo na itabidi uangalie huu mtu mtasaidiana na yeye ama ni aje.
Yeah.
So I think age doesn't matter.
Oh, so okay. Maybe like if you focus so much on the financial aspect and all other stuff, age may not be an issue. But
yeah,
we've also witnessed like some level of biasness when it comes to like relationship, where people like from the outside perspective, if you like end up with an old person and they start like judging you, looking at you like more of an outcast or more of somebody who doesn't know what he or she is doing. And in most cases, we've seen these people doing that or marrying older people or ending up with people younger than them due to like personal or like, how should I say it? Like they narrow down to like more of personal interests. Like it forces them to like, it forces them to like isolate themselves when they do that. But then again, most of the time we see the people who are like, they end up marrying. Let's say recently there was certain interview, there was certain expose about West African guys who like, they end up marrying like older white girls.
White women.
Or white women.
Yeah.
It's still okay if the girl is old. She's still...
She's a mama now. She's old woman. You can't call her a girl.
Mm-hmm. So, okay. So I can't say old boy.
Yeah?
I can't say old boy.
Oh, when it comes to a boy, there's a difference.
Be it as it is. So we see there was that. I think it's BBC. They did certain story on how like how Western men they marry white ladies and then some of them end up like dumping them after getting the visa. Which I'm not saying is a good thing, but at the same time, you know, most of these like marriages that like overlook age and stuff, it's usually based on like the gain. It's more of the gain end.
Especially from men's side. Mm-hmm. If you find a man marrying a older woman, mm-hmm. there must be a reason. The older woman must be wealthy, mm-hmm. and is able to provide for the man. And most of the time you find that in our side, men, when we marry older women, we are doomed to be outcast, and we are, I think most of our parents seems to, they don't like that relationship.
Yeah.
And for women, it is possible. Mm-hmm. It's possible even for a woman to be married to for a 21-year-old to be married to a 65-year-old, and many parents will overlook that. So, from men's side, I think it's recently that men have decided that let it be, but from that relationship, as much as they can gain something, they are ready to do anything, even to marry a 90-year-old person, woman. Yeah.
I think it goes back to like how the society perspective is like framed, how it's like structured. You know, most of the time the voices that we hear are the ladies. Men rarely talk.
Yeah.
And given that men rarely talk, we've had like ladies telling people, oh, it's okay for a lady to like end up with someone who is like financially stable, someone who has figured it all out. And where do you get that person? Somebody who is probably older than you with like 10 or 9 years old, or even 10 and above years old, right?
Yeah.
But when it comes to like boy child, they rarely talk about it. Yes, we know we are supposed to like build ourselves, we are supposed to like figure out our things and stuff. But why is it that ladies are just like, they are lenient when it comes to like girls being married off to older guys than when it is like a man being married off to like an older lady? Because let's be frank, most of the time it's basically financial gain. Hakunanga ati nini ati anampenda, hakunanga story ka hiyo. Especially financial gain, whether it is a man or a lady being married off, as long as the age difference ama the age gap is massive, just know ni pesa ndio inaongea in that
the
situation.
main reason is money. Na ile gain yenye mse atapata, be it a woman or be it a man. I think that's, hakuna venye mse unaweza endea mtu older than you with a margin of 10 years and then akuwe tu mtu ako tu hapo ana anything. I think it's also not making sense. Yeah. So personally, I think for men like the West African guys, I think it's something that it makes sense, my friend. If you've been hit really hard by poverty and you find yourself in a situation that this is the only reason where I'll get my visa, I think you'll do anything. As opposed to the long way that they usually do, whereby they cross Indian Ocean, and that one is risky. So the only easiest way they now figured out, let's take an older woman, let me propose to her, and then she'll be my ticket to the European nation.
Makes sense.
And I think it's paying off, and those guys are really heading there.
And while let's look at those relations, those two different dynamic relationships. For a guy who gets married to an older lady, older mama, the mama will control the guy, right?
Yeah.
Most of the time, the mama will control the guy. And in the same scenario, when a young lady ends up with an old guy, you'll get that the young lady manipulates the guy, the older guy. So unapata budako anaambiwa arombose, and it's an old dude.
Yeah.
Anaambiwa kwe TikTok. So you're like, what is happening? Well, it's like, I don't know what they're usually given, but you find that these ladies, they're able to like control those older guys.
Yeah, that from the beginning, I think as much as we were old, little as we were growing up, the women have been able to manipulate men. Yeah, so that is something that has been there, and is probably going to be there for many years to come.
It makes me wonder, like, how comes? Because if you are the guy who has the money, you should be able to like control the relationship, right? You should be able to like pull the string, call the shots. But how comes like when you end up with a younger lady, like you'll end up doing stupid things, you'll end up like buying her, or even like changing your will into her name, and even like forgetting about your family.
Yeah.
How it's so weird.
And I think many families have been broken by the so-called relationship where you find that the man neglects the first wife and ends up with the new wife. Then the new wife, who is younger, is able to manipulate this person to the point that this person can no longer provide for the first family, or is neglecting the first family. So it's something that's there. So wewe kama mwanaume, the moment uko na first family, kama uko na bibi wa kwanza na watoi, I think the best thing is to stick to that family. Maybe either side chick is something unaweza anza story ya side chick, but the same results itatokea the moment you start indulging na hizo story.
So we are left to wonder, we are left to ask ourselves, like, which one is safer? A man being married off to an older lady, or a young girl being married off to an older man? Which one is safer, or which one is more beneficial?
personally, I'll throw the question to you. Will you, under any circumstance, marry an older woman?
No, we
personal gain.
No, it's okay. Before we are still looking at which one is safer. Like if we've seen like if you end up like an older guy ends up with a young girl, they'll end up being like controlled and manipulated by the younger girl. And in the same scenario, when like a young man ends up with an older woman, the older woman ends up controlling the guy.
And you'll find that the woman may manipulate the man to change even the will to her name, leaving the first wife out.
Yeah. So that's why I'm like, which one is safer? Is it safer to end up like, is it the which relationship is safer? Like the one that has the lady controlling, or the one that has the, anyway, they all have one thing in common. The lady is the one calling the shots.
Yeah.
The lady is still the controlling one.
And if you are a man and you find yourself in such a situation where you married a... If you are a man, you find yourself in such a situation where you married an older woman, I think the best thing you should ask yourself, or you should be able to make yourself useful in the manner that this relationship can change your life. You should not be, yani you are just there kama maboy wengine unapata umenunuliwa gari, hii gari is still under that woman's name. Yani wewe uko tu hapo unaprovidiwa kila kitu. At the end of the day, when this relationship inaanguka, hauna anything kwa jina yako. As opposed to women wana making sure kama ni nyumba wanabaki nayo. Sasa hii relationship kiisha, kuna kitu wamegain kutoka kwa hii relationship. Yeah.
So I'm also wondering if like the normal minimum the ones that end up like in a normal marriage where the age difference is not that big, or where they are age mates. I'm wondering the how the relationship usually works. Like, is it also chaotic? Is it also how is it balanced, or we just
Right now, when you say relationship, and when you look at many, I think men generally, wanaume sana sana vijana, you find there's this person mwenye ako able na, I don't know what is happening to youths. Mazee wase hawaoi. So the question we are asking ourselves, what is happening? Maboy hawaoi na ni unapata ni mse ako able to provide, ni mse anaishi kwa apartment na ni nini. So things are changing, na si kama story ya